Hey everybody, Justin Sainer here. I've got a great video. This is another video actually that has to do with scaling. And when you're scaling your store, that's when you're making the most money. So this is going to be a really important video, one that could help you make a lot of money. And this video is all about scaling your Shopify store internationally to generate more sales and of course more profit. And really, this is kind of using the whole idea of scaling 101, and I'll define exactly what scaling is, but it's basically just the idea that we're going to scale. Instead of spending more on a specific target, we're going to expand our targets and go internationally, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of doing that. And there are a lot of different forms of scaling, right? First, I want to define what scaling is. Scaling 101 basically means when something is working, you want to do more of the same. And there are a lot of different scaling techniques in e-commerce. So you probably could have implemented any of these on your Shopify store. For example, you could increase targeted paid traffic, right? Let's say you're running ads and they're working well, you're going to increase the ad spend. That's one form of scaling, right? In that example, your ads are working well, so you're going to spend more and create more ads. Another alternative, finding more similar customers, right? This is the idea of, okay, we know who our perfect customer is. We're going to then scale to other locations, right? That's international. Probably one of the easier ways to scale because, again, you already know that you have a working product, you already know who's buying it, you just need to find more of those people, typically by expanding your demographics, your countries, your locations that you're targeting in your ads, and for your customers, that's going to do the trick there. You could also go and try to increase organic traffic, right? That's like referral traffic, affiliate traffic, search engine traffic by doing search engine optimization. These are all different scaling methods, and of course, you want to implement all scaling methods when you have a winning product in a winning store. You're not just going to pick one. They all kind of work hand in hand, and the whole idea again with scaling is that when something is working, you want to do more of the same. And with e-commerce, that probably means you want more people to be seeing your product coming from a different variety of sources, and international is definitely a super important source when scaling, and like I said, one of the more easy ways to scale as well. So again, with scaling, the whole idea is that you need to find more of what works. And once you've identified who your perfect customer is, right? Once you have that product to customer fit, your sole job in terms of scaling is simply to find more similar people, right? And the easiest way, that's why this video is created, the easiest way is for you to find the same type of people in other locations. And this works perfectly with Facebook ads, any type of online ads, right? And it can work with any niche, right? As long as you have a niche where you have people that are passionate, and those are the perfect e-commerce niches, for example, people who love cats or people who love dogs, people that love playing tennis or love being a teacher or are super proud to be Irish, etc., right? The list goes on. Any passion-based niche, this works perfectly with. So you have your social media ads, say it's Facebook or YouTube or Instagram ads. You have access to all of these niche-specific audiences. Let's use cats for an example. Right, there are 35 million people in the United States that love cats, and you could run your ads and you could target all these great people in the United States. You could be as specific as a zip code. You can go down literally to zip codes inside of cities. You can get very specific. You could even go as wide as the entire world, right? And if you're doing something where it's a passion-based niche, I guarantee you if there are 35 million people just in the United States that love cats, there are a ridiculous amount more worldwide. And in fact, the worldwide audience for cats is something like 130 million, maybe even more than that. I'm not exactly sure how big it gets, but it's massive, right? And of course, there's more than the United States to sell to. So what are some of the pros and cons of scaling internationally? And definitely some, more pros than cons for sure. And obviously the biggest one is more perfect customers, right? More perfect customers, that just means you're going to make more money. You find more perfect customers regardless of where they're at. You want to sell to them. You want to showcase your niche products to them. You're going to make more money, more profit because you're finding more perfect customers. On the ad side of things, when it comes to audience size, once you start adding other countries, other locations, your audience size is going to increase. And almost in every case, this is going to make your ads cheaper. It's going to decrease your CPM, basically just means how much you're paying every time you show your ad to 1,000 people. Because you have a bigger audience to show to, a more broad audience, your CPM will naturally be cheaper. So it's going to cost you less. You're not only going to make more profit, but your ads will perform better at a lower cost. You're also going to have the opportunity to build a worldwide brand. Again, it's all about finding more perfect customers and now having access to those, not only for scaling a winning product, but scaling your brand. And the real cool thing, especially if you've been following the no inventory business models that I love to teach, like print on demand and dropshipping, adding fulfillment to other countries doesn't change a thing. Print on demand and dropshipping is naturally set up to ship to a ridiculous amount of countries, more countries than I care to list right now. And that allows you to scale to those countries without having to worry about finding a new fulfillment partner or setting up any type of logistics, right? Your print-on-demand and dropshippers can scale with you internationally. So those are all the pros. How about some of the cons? And really, there's only a couple. Updating your marketing, right? Not every single customer is going to speak English, right? And that means if you have great ad creative, if you have let's say you have amazing ad copy and you have a video that is just converting sky high and it's the perfect video, well, that means you're going to have to update that video, update that ad copy for other languages, for other cultures, right? Things get lost in translation. You want to actually have, or specific to whichever country or region that you're advertising to. And by the way, this might mean you need multiple versions, right? You need to have specific natural language marketing, right? And of course, we're all using video. I'll show you exactly how to do that at the end of this video. But super important to do this for video, right? Having your video ads, your product ads being in the natural language. And along the same lines, it's a little bit easier to do, having currency conversion set up on your store so people can buy in their local currency, right? And that's as simple as just setting that up inside of your Shopify account to have currency conversion on there. Really the only cons that I could think of. It just makes things a little bit harder in the marketing side of things if you're going to be using, let's say, an English video and you're advertising to Spanish-speaking countries or any other country, right? You don't only have to focus on English speakers. There are a lot more consumers in the world than just English speakers. So you need to update your marketing for other languages. You need to make sure that it's in their natural language. So how do you easily scale your marketing internationally? And this is what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you a really, really great piece of software. It's called ReVoicely. And you can take a look at the link directly below this video. I have a special exclusive link for everyone in my community. But I'm going to show you over the shoulder just how powerful it is and how easily it makes scaling your marketing internationally. So I'll show you ReVoicely right now. So this is ReVoicely, and you see the link directly below this video. You get an exclusive discount by using my link, revoicely.com/Justin, Justin. And this is where you're going to be able to jump directly into ReVoicely. And you can take a look at some of the demo videos on here. But I'm going to walk you through some of the more important points and really talk about how this can be incredibly helpful for your business. And we were talking about international, right? Scaling international. This is going to be incredibly simplistic because you could do transcribing, you could do translating, you could add captions. You could basically make all of your marketing materials, your product videos, you could make them universally accessible to lots of different countries, and that's going to allow you to scale so easily. You won't hit any of those roadblocks that we mentioned earlier because you're going to have all of your marketing in the natural language, in the local language, and you can take a look at some of the different pricing points here depending on really the time that you'll need for transcription or translation. And again, talking about the billions of customers that you would have access to by scaling internationally. And obviously, not all of them speak English, right? And, there's also a whole nother selection or subset of people who are hearing impaired, prefer on-screen text, maybe just don't want to listen to the audio, right? Having transcriptions and having subtitles or captions added automatically, incredibly powerful. Right? Especially if you have significant amounts of marketing collateral that you'll need to make changes to. This is incredibly simplistic in terms of actually how it's going to work and how it's going to function. Now, just to be clear, this is AI generated, but it's 100% perfectly translated. And this is getting smarter and smarter. It's all based on an algorithm. They have a really great algorithm over there at ReVoicely. And it basically generates everything automatically for you. The three main features really being the transcription, translation, voiceover, adding all of these basically additional features onto your videos that you don't need to reproduce, you don't need to reshoot, you don't need to pay someone to come over and bring their camera. If you already have some great collateral, it works automatically with this. And the different options that you really have at your fingertips. Number one being automatic caption creation. So basically what ReVoicely is going to do is they'll extract the audio from your video and they'll transcribe it, right? They'll turn it into auto captions, place the correct caption at the correct time, doing all the things that you would have to have done manually that could take a ton of time per video. Imagine if you had multiple videos. this will create automatic captions and place it correctly for all of your videos automatically. Automatic audio translation, obviously this is the most powerful way to take our brand and go international, right? Immediately reach non-English speakers, speaking to them in their local language through ReVoicely. And this is all about the algorithm, right? 100% perfectly translated. And this can't be beat. It's comparable to hiring a local language speaker to translate your videos, but this happens automatically through the ReVoicely software and algorithm. So it's incredibly powerful. Many different languages that you'll be able to automatically translate. Number 3, also super important, automatically synced subtitles, right? Hearing impaired people that are at work and just can't listen to it, right? People that don't have their headphones in. This is a really great thing in terms of just accessibility. You oftentimes see or catch yourself watching videos without audio on just by following along with the subtitle. So really, again, it's the idea of scaling. It's really the idea of being accessible. And this also helps for non-English speakers when you put the subtitles on there as well. Both original and translated are available for you. So super powerful. They also have a really cool voiceover feature. They have so many different voices, really interesting. If you've ever messed around with like Siri or Alexa, you could change voices. You'll be able to get different voices, different accents, different dialects that speak directly to your new target customers as you scale internationally. So it's incredibly powerful. It's not the biggest feature, but it's actually super important because it really gives that kind of localization, that feeling of authenticity to these new locations that you're scaling to. Some nice voice level controls, basically just some pretty advanced audio editing capabilities. They're really kind of rolled up in here as well. Just a couple clicks allow you to take advantage of those and make sure that you're exporting a video that has audio at a high level, a high quality audio, not something that is going to sound choppy, not something that is going to sound unprofessional. That's a really easy way to really lose the effectiveness of your videos if they just don't come across naturally, if they don't come across professionally. If there's weird background noise, if you can't hear what's going on, if the music is too loud, etc. This automatic voice level control is going to help you take care of that and pretty much automatically as well. Now, I want to spend a few seconds to actually show you some of these case studies. Really impressive. First of all, you've definitely heard of Wix. This is a massive brand using ReVoicely, and you see the original video. I'll just play a couple seconds of this.
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my bike shop with Wix Logo Maker. Check it out. Go to wix.com logo maker.
All right, so that's the original video, obviously in US English. Here are a couple of examples of some voiceovers, some accents, and of course some translations. We'll take a look. Here's a British English accent.
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my bike shop with Wix Logo Maker. Check it out. Go to wix.com logo maker.
So that's one example. I'll raise the volume a little bit.
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my bike shop with Wix Logo Maker. Check it out. Go to wix.com logo maker. To start, I will type my business name and...
There you go, you got another option. Here's Italian.
Ciao, ho creato questo bellissimo logo per il mio negozio di biciclette con il creatore del logo Wix. Vai al creatore del logo Wix.
And this happens all automatically, right? This is automatic translation. So those are a couple of examples. See over here, Fubo TV, another big brand over here. This is their original English.
Car. Of course, he prefers the pearl white to the cherry red, but you can't fit 3 kids and a dog who's prone to cost.
All right, now here's a French translation, again, automatically done. And an Italian translation. And there's a Portuguese one as well. You get the idea. Again, you can take a look at revoicely.com/Justin. You see the link directly below this video. You can take a look at these full-length examples here. But this is the power of ReVoicely, right? You have your original video asset. Now immediately you have 4 video assets. You don't need to reshoot. You don't need to re-edit. You're just using ReVoicely, and now you can scale to French speakers, Italian speakers, Portuguese speakers. Over here you can put some localization, get the English accent on here. Now all of a sudden you went from US, you've added probably about another 100 million consumers through these other countries and these other translation languages. So incredibly powerful there. Direct ROI in here because we're literally now able to scale out to these other language speakers. I really love focusing on this point. I think it's super eye-opening here. If you've ever used freelancers to do translation or transcription, we're talking about a ton of money, right? And I think some of these rates are a little bit on the low end too, especially if you've worked with any quality, accurate translation providers or transcription providers. They can get expensive. It's all manual work. But over here, ReVoicely automated this entire process, right? They created a software, they created algorithms that are going to do this for you at a high level. And you see, it could literally cost, $100 to $200 more than what it's going to cost you for everything: editing, voiceover, translation, transcription, automatically. Imagine spending $200 for one video in one language to be transcribed. We're talking about literally pennies on the dollar in comparison to when you use ReVoicely, and you have access to all of these different accents and languages, over 270 different voices available. So it's incredibly diverse and a lot cheaper. Right? You're going to get a better end result. You're going to get a better translated and transcribed video. You're going to get it in multiple languages, and it's going to cost you a lot less. That's why I use ReVoicely, and that's why I highly recommend you check it out as well. And make sure you use the link below this video, revoicely.com/Justin, to get a nice little discount. And again, it could be somewhere to $300 to $1,200 for a product video. We're being able to do this at a significantly reduced cost while not sacrificing any quality. In fact, really getting a higher level of quality. We got 100% accuracy, and we have tons of different voices that allow us to really give that wide breadth of branding and localization that we desperately need when we're scaling. So again, take a look at this link. A lot of great stuff over here. Kind of what I talked about at the beginning, right? You're just losing out on money if you're not scaling out. And if you're scaling but ignoring non-English speakers, then you're literally missing out on 73% of people who could watch your video. It's super significant, right? Super significant. And there's also some great SEO results here because you have multiple localized videos. You'll have local search. You'll have different results in different countries, but you'll have these multilingual videos that could rank highly for each location. So you're increasing your organic search traffic as well. You're going to have tons more video assets. You can build your YouTube channel up and do a great deal of kind of what I call side effect marketing, right? What you want to do is, of course, scale internationally, and you'll create these videos to do that and translate them. But now you'll also have all these great assets that will just help build your brand. And a couple other great stats on here. You definitely take a look at this. I really like this one a lot. 85% of Facebook viewers prefer a video with no sound. That's definitely me. I never have my headphones in. I never have my speakers unmuted, and I typically will catch myself watching Facebook videos, especially ads that don't have any sound on them, just by reading the captions. So you got 30 plus languages, 270 voiceovers built into ReVoicely. Makes it incredibly easy to take advantage of this. And you see some of the big brands, some of the big names that are using this type of technology. You see some of the great testimonials for some really big names inside of the internet marketing space. All have had positive experiences with ReVoicely, myself included for sure. It's a nice strong 14-day money-back guarantee. And you see the discounted rates that you get by using this link, revoicely.com/Justin. So again, please check out the link directly below this video. I know you're going to absolutely love using ReVoicely. Let me leave you with an example that I think is going to be really, really powerful for you, and one that definitely works for e-commerce entrepreneurs that are using Shopify. As soon as you have a winning product, right, scaling dictates that you want to find more similar people to this. And a lot of people struggle with scaling. You could use ReVoicely and really make scaling incredibly easy for you. I'll show you there's literally only 2 steps that you need to do. Let's say you have a really great video along with your winning product. You're going to take that video, you're going to sign up for ReVoicely, you're going to put it into the ReVoicely software, and you're simply going to translate that into some other countries. And I highly recommend going with as many countries as you can in terms of your fulfillment partner. Let's say you're doing print on demand. You could typically sell to over 30 different countries. You find all the different localized languages there. You use ReVoicely to simply create different versions of your winning product video for each local language. Then you go into your Facebook ads or wherever you're driving traffic. Let's say it's Facebook ads. You simply duplicate your campaigns and you change out the locations and the video, right? That's all you're swapping out, right? Because the targeting remains the same. Your ad copy remains the same. You might want to translate that as well. depending on the language that you're going into. And then you have your video that's simply just going to be shown to similar people in different locations. Remember, Scaling 101 says when something works, show it to more similar people. All we need to do is use ReVoicely to translate the video, duplicate our campaign, upload the video to replace our original one, and then simply add in more countries. That is literally 6 figures worth of scaling advice right there. And you could do it all just by using ReVoicely. So I know it's going to help you make a lot of money. I know it's going to help you scale internationally and really find those perfect customers. So make sure you check that link below this video, sign up for ReVoicely, and I hope it helps you make some money.